Hello, Assalamualaikum, and a very good afternoon to Miss Nas and our friends out there. So, before that, my name is Sofia Balkis, and this is Ainur Aidenin.
Hi.
So, today I will ask her three questions, and she also will ask me three questions
Yeah.
about water conservation.
Okay, so the first question that I will ask her is, what is water conservation? Okay.
So I will answer to her question. Water conservation is the practice of using water efficiently to reduce the unnecessary water usage, like the Freshwater Watch said, which is Freshwater Watch is a group that make research about freshwater ecosystem global. Um, that group said, which is water conservation is really important because it is a very limited resources nowadays.
Yes.
So
That's true.
that's all from me for your question. So now I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What is some ways to conserving water?
Okay. Okay. The first way to conserve the water is by do not keep the tap running while you brushing the teeth. It is because water is very important, and when we brush a teeth, water it is better for us to take the water in the cup or in the glass when we brush our teeth, so that it is the best way to
save.
to save and to use a water minimally. Okay, the second way that to conserve the water is do not waste water. For the example is when you do not want to use the water, you must to close the water immediately. And then for the second example, when the tap or when the any parts of your house are any part of the source any part of water came out is broken, you must to repair it immediately so that there have no water waste more and more day by day. Okay, so that is the best example to not waste water. Okay, the third ways that I will tell okay, the third way that to conserve the water is by do not throw water after washing vegetables. Okay, after to keep the water in the bekas in the Tupperware, and then you wash the vegetables in that Tupperware, and then after you wash the vegetables, do not throw the water, but it is better for you to use that water to watering a plants. Okay, so that can limit can use so that can save the water. Okay.
Yes, I agree. So
Okay, next we move to the second questions. Okay, Sophia, what is the importance of the conservation water? That's okay. What is the importance of conserving water? Can you explain?
okay, so I have 3 points here. Water, like we all know, water is the most valuable resources in the earth, and we also know that all living use this water to stay alive, and if there's no water, there will be die.
Yes.
And so my first point is if we conserving the water, the importance is we can save our first resources, our first resource, which is the water. Because day by day people always use the water,
Keep using
using the water, and it and we all know that water is renewable.
Renewable, yes.
Although water is renewable sources, but we don't know in the future the water is still can stay clean or not. So can you imagine how can we live when there is one day all the water in the earth have become dirty and human and all the living cannot use the water to drink,
Take a bath.
to take a bath and others. So that's my first point. So the next point is the importance for conserving water is using less water can save our money in our pocket. So like in our home, our parents always told us to save water because they want to save the energy. So all the energy used is related to their money. So when we use lots of water, we actually also make our money burn. Yes, something like that. So actually, if we save water, we can save like 1,000 gallons of water each day if every person use like some tips to conserving water. And lastly, my point is the importance of conserving water. We can save energy. So in order to pump and to process the water from the central facility to our home and to our office, energy is required for all the equipment. Like in California, 6.5% of energy are consumed for moving water from one place to another place. So that's all from me. So I want to ask Aino a question. So Aino, when is the best time of day to irrigate?
Okay, the best time of day to irrigate is when at the morning. Okay, irrigation during the very early morning hour is the best time to irrigate. And for the example, it is between 2 a.m. Until 6 a.m. Okay, that is the durations that the best time to irrigate. Okay, it is because evaporation is lower and there is usually little or no wind to disrupt the pattern of sprinkle during these hours. Okay, so that in addition, water pressure is more favorable for irrigation systems in many areas during this time. So, in conclusions, the best time to irrigate is at the morning. Okay. Okay, now we move to the last sections of our Q&A about water conservation. Okay. So, Sophia, the last questions that I will ask you is what the disadvantages if we do not conserve water in our life, in our world? Yes.
So the disadvantage of if we do not conserve water is we will face the water shortage. So it can lead to so many problems in our life. If we can just look at our daily life. We use water to drink, to make us stay hydrated, and we use water to take a bath, to keep us stay clean. And if if we zoom out to our our surrounding,
Community. Yes.
to our ecosystem. Um, all the living things needs the same thing like us, like human, which is water. Like animal, they use water. Also like us to stay hydrated. And so next, we will face global warming. Why global warming? Because when there's lack of water, all the plant will, no one will water them, and they will get die. So when we all know that, we know that plant can produce oxygen for human and for environment, so that our earth can become more convenient and not so hot.
Yeah.
And if there's a lot of plant have died, and there will the global warming will occurs. So when the global warming occurs, the water will evaporate faster, and water will decrease. So that's the impact of if we did not conserve the water. So I have the last question for you.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
The question is, what are 3 factors responsible for water scarcity?
Okay, I will answer your questions. The main 3 factors that responsible for water scarcity is our growing population, deforestation, and a growing number of factories nowadays. Okay, before that, I will explain to you, and I will make sure that you are clear about what is water scarcity. Water scarcity is actually the amounts of water that we can use are decreased. What I mean here is water scarcity is not the amounts of water in this world is decreased, but the amounts of water that can be used is in this world is decreased, and that means it's water scarcity. So the factor that responsible for water scarcity is just I said just now is growing populations, deforestation, and the number of factories are nowadays are growing. So I will explain to you the growing population. Okay, when the populations is become more and bigger, so that means more water that need to use, that will use by a people. So water will scarcity because of that. And that second, deforestation. The factors of deforestation make a water scarcity. It is because when many trees are cut down, and when the forests burn, when the forests are gone, tak ada apa? When the forests are disappear because of the human activities, so they have no the soil will spill will collide will apa? Will slide. Okay, the soil will slide into the water, make the water into a river, make a water tercemar, make a water
Water pollution.
make a water pollution. So that means they have a less of water that can be used by the water pollutions. And then the third factor is by growing number of factories. Okay, when the factories more and more, so they have waste that will the factories will throw their waste to in the water. So it make a water be a water it make a water make water
Pollute.
pollute. Yeah, it make a water pollute. So we can use that water to our daily life. Okay, and that is the answer for your questions. Okay, yes.
I think we have arrived at the end of our video. So, last word from me. The earth, the air, the land, and the water are not inheritance from our forefathers, but on loan from our children. So, we have to hand over to them like the first time we receive it. So, that's all from us. Thank you.
Till we meet again.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.